Hello, 'tis I, Fat Cow. Now this is going to be a really, really short video, but I've remembered something. I actually remembered it a few days ago, but you know how my brain works. Now if I don't say this now, I will forget again, and it is actually quite relevant. When I lived in the Middle East, I knew a couple, Michelle and Mohammed. Michelle was British. Mohammed was... Actually, he was an immigrant from another Middle Eastern part of the world. He was Muslim, and he was staying in this country that I was staying in. So he was Middle Eastern, but he wasn't from the Middle Eastern country I was in. Both of them worked for the British Council. Now the British Council is obviously a British organisation which has branches in most countries for teaching English. And Michelle was a teacher for the British Council, an English teacher, and Mohammed was a teaching assistant. So that's where they met. Now, all countries in the Middle East, as far as I'm aware, but definitely the country I was staying in, you cannot live together. You can't cohabit. It's against the law. It's not allowed. You have to be married. So Mohammed and Michelle got married so that they could live together. How they got married is the point I want to make. They printed a document off the internet on a computer at work at the British Council and did it then and there with two witnesses. That was it. They were married. And that piece of paper that was printed at the British Council and signed by two work colleagues at work during the day, within half an hour of deciding this is what they're going to do, was enough to allow them to live together when shown to the right people. They were married at work in their lunch break. Their marriage certificate was a piece of paper that was originally blank, like all the other bits of paper, by the Xerox machine, and the document was printed directly off a computer and witnessed by two work colleagues while probably drinking a cup of tea. That's it. That's what I wanted to tell you. I know of a couple who were living together based on a marriage certificate that was just basically something they printed themselves at work in their lunch break. That was all the documentation they needed in order to be able to live together. I knew them because they lived just down the road from me. Every time I've rented somewhere in the Middle East as an unmarried woman, I have not presented a single piece of anything to anybody apart from not even my passport. I haven't signed anything. I just spoke to a person, agreed to pay a certain amount. There was no contracts, no anything. When I was renting, nothing at all. It's very informal. If you're a foreigner, you are more favoured, let's say. And you just give them the money every month. Didn't sign a bloody thing in any of the places I lived. Not a one. Anyway, I thought I'd tell you.